Hello and welcome to my channel on YouTube called Watch Alan. My name is Alan Horvath, and I started this channel on YouTube back in September of 2009. My original premise was to just answer viewers' questions about the Bible. I have no particular religious background. I believe religion sidetracks people and keeps them from developing a personal relationship with the Father. I have a bit of a distaste for religions. If somebody belongs to a church, I support that and I encourage them. I certainly don't think there's anything necessarily wrong about it, but I sincerely believe it's a distraction. I believe that not all, but most churches and religions have a stronger focus on the world and interest in pleasing the world or worshiping the world more than the Father, and have more of a focus on getting members than teaching people what the Father's Word actually says. Also, religions get into doctrines that are often not found in the Word, in the Bible at all. My personal background involves some 50 years of personal study in the Word. I never belonged to any church or religion of any kind. Another part of my background is, I've had a very full, rich, rewarding, very unusual life. I've never had a job. I quit school when I was 16. All this stuff is in my book. You'll see a link to get the book at the end of this video if you're interested. And also another book that teaches these the Odiot. I quit school when I was 16. When I was 17, I went out to Los Angeles. I grew up here in New Jersey. And I started acquiring publishing deals and record deals. And for some 35 years full-time, I worked as a singer, songwriter, performing artist. I've made good friends with some very big names in the music industry, and I've had a good go of it, and I still chase it down. And I feature my songs on my videos with the intros and the outros, and usually with a link where you can go to my website, where I have well over 60 full play MP3s. They're all free. I have CDs that you can buy if you want them, but otherwise you can download all my music for free. Most of it is secular. Some of it is inspired by the Word, and anything new I do will have a strong focus on promoting the Father's true name and His Son's true name. My grandfather came to America from Syria. He was raised speaking Aramaic. His Bible was written in Aramaic. That's the language that Yeshua, most people think of him as Jesus, not rightly so, but that's the language that Yeshua, our Messiah, spoke. And he was a street preacher. He passed away when I was only 9 years old, but I spent enough time with him for him to have a strong effect on me. And just as a little side note, in around January of 2012, I was rushed to the hospital in very bad condition. The doctors told my family, I have a large family, they told all of my family members that I had less than 3 months to live. I had a lot of prayer. You can see some videos around January 2012 that point at that. My daughter did a video calling out for help. And when I came home, not only were the doctors completely wrong, we experienced many miracles, but when I came home, I decided to write a book. I always said that I would never write a book because a lot of times people write books and they're pointing at themselves or they're glorifying themselves, and I said I would never do that. and I haven't done that. My book glorifies the Father. It's chapter by chapter stories of very entertaining stories of how the Father has revealed himself to me, starting at the age of 4, going all the way up to recent times in my life, 2012 in the hospital. The book is titled Road to Paradise, How to Find the Way. And the second part is about how to find the way. And I talk to you about how to have a real personal relationship with the Father. Well, as I was saying, my grandfather, my Jiddu, I called him, he was a street preacher. His Bible was written in Aramaic. He understood that language, and I learned early on how difficult it was for him to explain to me what a word meant from Aramaic translated into English. In fact, it was basically not possible. And so, you know, I've always had a strong focus on that because the Bible was originally penned in Aramaic Hebrew, and I believe all the books of the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, they were all penned in Aramaic Hebrew. People will, you know, insist that the Renewed Covenant books were written in Greek. I'm not going to get into that right now, but there's proof that that's not so. They were originally written in Aramaic Hebrew, and those scripts traveled east, and they were immediately translated into Greek because that was the language of the time. Those scripts traveled west. But my focus here is to answer your questions about the Bible, whatever they are. If you don't know anything at all, there's no such thing as a stupid question. If you've been in the Word for a long time, you have a complicated question, I love questions. None of them are complicated to me because the Father's Word has the answers. And I will not give you my personal opinions. I will only tell you what His Word says. And I will not do that using English. You know, I always go into the Aramaic Hebrew to get the Father's mindset across on what He intended. So it has always been my intention on this channel to deliver to you what the Father's Word says as it was originally intended by Him, with Aramaic Hebrew understanding and without any doctrines of men or religions. I try and keep myself out of this as much as I can. And if I ever do voice my own opinion, which is rare, I will make it clear to you that that is my personal opinion. Now I have, you know, well over 200 videos. If you want, you can start in the beginning and, you know, watch them chronologically, go forward, and you'll see my own growth in the Father's Word, and also the growth in my delivery, because I start off saying things like Jesus and Lord, because those are words and names that, and I'll say God, these are the terms that everybody's familiar with, and I gradually, over time, was introducing the proper names. Father's name, Yahweh, the way it was taught to me in Aramaic. The name of our Messiah, Yahshua. And, you know, I teach about those other names and why they shouldn't be used. In October of 2012, the Father started doing something interesting with me. I had no plans on doing this. It just kind of flowered out of me, and I believe the real seed was planted in a video I did titled Having the Mind of Christ. That's the text title, and I'll do that because of people's searches on YouTube. I want to catch their attention, and people will search for Christ. A lot of people don't know Yahshua, that name, although that is changing rapidly. And then in the graphic presentation, you'll see Having the Mind of Yahshua. But there was a seed planted in that video, and every video after that, chronologically, it started flowering. Me teaching this. These are the original pictographic letter forms that the Father gave. It's the most ancient form He gave. And I always say, the Father is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. If that's true, and we know it is, then this is where His heart is. This is where His heart was yesterday. And therefore, that's where His heart is today, and that's where His heart will be tomorrow, and therefore, this is where our hearts should be. These are letters. In the Aramaic Hebrew, they're called odiot. That's plural. Each one is an ot. And ot means sign. So these are signs. They're all pictures. And the beauty of this is the Father said, do not add to, do not ever take away from my word. Well, all the languages add to and take away from these odiot, because they have, especially today, even the Aramaic Hebrew language has been westernized, and when you look up Aramaic Hebrew words in dictionaries, they give you abstract meanings. For example, faith. You look up a Aramaic Hebrew word, and it says, oh, that means faith, or belief. What's faith and belief? Those are abstract terms. I do a video, and I'll show you the Aramaic Hebrew word for faith that we see in English, and I'll use these odiot and paint the picture. And it's not talking about faith or belief. It's talking about you pitching your tent with Elohim. That's the name of the Father, the Son, and the Ruach working as one. Elohim is a plural term. So it's not, by faith you're saved. No, by pitching your tent with the Father and His Son and His indwelling Ruach, that's His Spirit, you're saved. So, and these terms, pitching a tent, nothing abstract about that. It's concrete. So, I encourage you to join with me in these studies. And if you have any questions, let me know. We'll do studies together. And I'll answer your questions using the Father's most ancient, original form of communication, delivering His mindset, delivering the mind of Messiah to you and to me. I learn as we do these videos too. So that's what this channel is all about. And I hope you'll subscribe, click the like button, share these videos on Facebook and every place else you can. We want to get His word out. The hour is late. Thank you for checking me out. Shalom, my friends.
Say a prayer, but it wouldn't make any difference. Yeah, 'cause I could tell the truth, and you wouldn't believe. I'm standing here shining this light when you close your eyes. You gotta make your second chance. The music plays, but you refuse to dance.